They're pseudo fighters to me, even if the
Fighters to you, that's it. That's fair. That's fair.
yeah. Well, I think they were explicitly called that originally, but
They were. They
and
were.
then they tried to backtrack on the name. They're not pseudo fighters. What do you mean?
Do you know that our man Steve Cole did actually explain this radical shift in his why he because you're right, they were called pseudo fighters, and
Yeah.
then he was like, they're not called pseudo fighters. Um, so there's actually a captain's log or something where the person asks the question, why did you change the name? And
Yeah.
apparently Steve did not know. He thought that that the word pseudo meant kind of like, and he did not realize that it meant fake.
Right.
So
Yeah.
when he came up with the name pseudo fighters, he thought it meant, well, they're kind of like fighters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he found out that it means fake fighters, and he's like, no, I don't like that. So that's why. That is why.
Really?
That I just gave you the real life story. I'm not even making this up. The real reason is because he did not know what pseudo meant, and once he found out what pseudo meant, he's like, no, I don't like that at all. You know. So, yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Huh.
yeah. These are campfire stories, right? These are campfire
Right.
stories.
It'll be forever, anybody who's of that lineage will be forever pseudo fighters. I
When
don't
I
know.
came into the game, the guy who introduced me to the game, he actually called them pseudo fighters. But I
Yeah.
came in to the point when I actually was in the game, I was reading Commander's Edition, and all through Commander's Edition, I kept on getting yelled at, saying these are not pseudo fighters. You know, so like he called them pseudo fighters, but the Commander's Edition kept yelling at me. so
Uh,
so I just dealt with
yeah.
it by I just call them PFs.
Yeah.
I just, I just,
Yeah.
I needed peace. I couldn't get into the argument. I was like, I don't even. So, yeah,
It is. Yeah.
yeah. The first time I played with them, and my friend called them a pseudo fighter, I thought, okay, they can't be that tough because I had looked a little bit at fighters and like pseudo fighter it must be this wimpy thing, and then all of a sudden he's blowing things up with the pseudo fighter. I'm like, I said, what is that thing? He said, what's a pseudo fighter? And I'm like, but there's no fighter that can do that. And he says, oh no, pseudo fighters are much more powerful than fighters. And I was like, they are? Like, what are you doing to me? Next thing I knew, that was my first experience with them. It was like they're blowing everything up. I'm like, where do you get this kind of
Yeah.
firepower? You know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
In Discord, you talk about here?
Yeah. Which chat channels? It's a bunch of different. Open chat.
Game. Game channel. Open
I
chat.
see SFU online. No. Look at the game. Yeah. Yeah. It does.
I, oh, there we go. Okay, so if
Oh,
you
I have
see the little
never
bubble,
actually done that.
I haven't
That's
either.
very interesting. Very cool.
I have not either. Huh.
Oh, I see something from Charlie, and then I see something. It looks like a small F&E map in here.
Yeah.
Um,
Terrible. Yeah.
well, right now it's very small.
Yeah.
It's let me
Let's
see what I
see.
can do.
And
Oh,
if I go to full screen, it's
it's
probably
very
running at like 300. Um, okay.
YouTube link.
Watch on YouTube. Okay.
I'm looking for that watch on YouTube thing.
I would say a little worse than Discord. Can't really see the numbers, can't really see the ships. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It just cleared, and now it's good. Yep. No, it probably needed
Not
some
bad.
resolution. Yeah. Now it's good. It just took a while for the resolution to come in. No, it's I would say it's as good as Cyberboard, probably pretty close.
I see. This is cool. I'm looking at it on YouTube now.
Yeah. Yeah, it took about
Oh yeah,
halfway.
yeah,
It took
yeah.
about 30
That's not
seconds
bad.
before it cleared. Yeah, for me.
No, it's not bad. It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad.
The premium. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, it depends if we play again. Well, you know, they see that was well said. That was well said. That was well said. Um, actually, I don't. I only have one thing to tell DH. I was trying to get in touch with DH last night, but he was blowing me off,
Yep.
which I don't blame him. Um, he was blowing me off. But I just want to tell him one thing, and then I think the production is done. So at the convenience of you gentlemen, we can start I think the operational moves once I tell you know
hmm
my illustrious ally the thing I was trying to tell him last night against his will.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I would prefer that you actually do that at the
yeah.
end of like the turn. And
Yeah.
I was going to mention to our own DH here that I did kind of say like the reserve fleets are still there. They really should be they should be gone at the beginning of the turn, right? So you put them
Oh,
back in the
right.
map and kind of just I guess consolidate those ships into Red Claw or a separate marker,
Yeah. Yeah.
just for ease. Yeah, yeah. But that's fine, sir. By all means, straighten them up. Especially once you're done, like I said, whatever record-keeping
And
function that's doing. Yeah.
and I
What
think you
was the
can just
upside down for, David? Why did you do? I saw. Oh, yeah. What was that? I know we've been doing rotation to the right for free strat. What's the upside down supposed to be? Oh, cool, cool. Okay, cool, excellent, cool, very. You know what? I makes a lot of sense. I mean, I do it a little bit differently, but that's a good way of. It's hard to keep track of things, especially as you go along. So, whatever methods work is fine. Whatever methods work is fine. I'm in
then
favor.
promptly forget it and not
Yeah,
use it.
based on what I've heard this morning, I'm in favor of letting you create the standard, and I'll just hang out. All right, so just let me know what it is.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. You see how DH is kind of floating his ships all over space. If you look at the most common version of the map, DH is like DH is basically decided. Now I already know now he's that guy in the highway that refuses to pick a lane. I now know if I'm driving behind him, he's that guy. He's that guy who
Yeah.
straddles both lanes because he's got on the
Well,
on the.
I had to see what all the cost was for my my repairs, so
I
I
know.
thought we
So
can
good.
reconsolidate
I'm
them.
I'm looking at
Sorry.
6 to 8. I'm like, oh my god, these ships are in 6 sectors. This might be a new F&E rule. The scatter burst or something like that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably didn't get
But I
back in
think
there.
I think that the only thing I was confused about, but I think it's true, is you have a frigate in 511, but I think
Yes, one that's
it
next
may
to
actually.
enemy. There's one that's next to enemy claw that had moved there last
Right.
turn. He wasn't able to
Right.
make the starbase, so
Yeah.
he's actually not
He's
in the
actually
starbase.
in 511. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
so. Yeah.
yeah. He has to
Yeah.
finish his journey. He was the one who's collecting the neutral zone, so couldn't
Oh, that's right. That's what I
quite
figured. I was
make it
like,
there
yeah,
in
yeah,
turn two.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry
David,
about.
no problem. I guess what I'm saying, what I would ask is, and I think Joe would probably appreciate too, is spreading it out is no problem. When you save it, once you do all that figuring, I guess maybe consolidate a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think I got distracted when I was starting to count up pins and stuff like that on stuff, and
Yeah. I recognize that everything is actually in 608. I think I'm pretty sure that all these things are in that hex. So
yeah, all the
that's
others.
why.
Yeah.
And I see with 705, same thing. I was able to figure it out, but just something. But if you got distracted, that makes sense. Well, you got a lot of things on your plate. You're playing multiple games. You're dealing with Ginger's abandonment.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
But I don't know how. Like I said, if the issue is the client, I got to imagine the other campaign that she was trying to do is going to be just as onerous because the
I
client is
agree.
the client.
I
Is the
think.
client.
Yep. Yep. I don't think she realized quite what she was getting herself into for what she was doing, and obviously that campaign's not starting off kind of small and building up. I mean, we were
How are they
sitting
going to
there
deal with that?
full-on battle fleets right from the get-go. I mean, it was more like an F&E start than a 4X building up.
I do not. I understand the idea that the client is not the most intuitive in ways, and I certainly agree. But I played large battles with the paper encounters, and I cannot even begin to comprehend what she's talking about because doing it, I'm on the other end of it. I will never push these counters around again. I mean, I can't even imagine going back to that. Keeping track of drones on like a sheet of paper. I can't
agree.
even imagine. Yeah.
I think that drones in particular, if you're fighting kind of the plasma races, plasmas aren't bad, because they're pretty you just need to identify the target pretty much, right?
And whether or not it's
right.
That's
that. I mean, you usually can even remember that without even writing it down, although you need to write it down, obviously. But I think drones are the place where pen and paper, a pen and paper game really breaks down.
It's
I mean,
horrible.
that broke it for me.